like I said before, there's always, for telling the truth, there's always going to be I don't want to say there's always it comes with a risk, obviously. Like, exposing truth comes with a risk. All right, we like to talk about CIA and government and, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and like I said, bro, yeah, for sure, this is real life. So, when men finally go and search for truth, and they no longer follow the crowd, but they think for themselves, and they abandon their old way of thinking to go search and expand their knowledge, no longer are they following the masses that's telling them what to do. You going out and you doing the research on your own, and you doing self-development, intellectual development. You go out there and you read them books, bro. I'm telling you, that's gonna help you in the long run. Y'all need that. Malcolm X. I want to even tell you guys something about Malcolm X. Malcolm X wasn't even assassinated by the CIA. I hope y'all understand that. He was assassinated by his own people, black people, mind you. I want y'all to understand this. I want all black Americans to understand this. Malcolm X, even though he was a Muslim, because if I'm not mistaken, he was in a group. He was in a organization called the Nation of Islam, the NOI, the Nation of Islam, and they killed Malcolm X. So the Muslims literally killed Malcolm X. Literally, they assassinated him because Malcolm X went against the Nation of Islam. And like I said, bro, this is important because it's not just me just making shit up. Y'all could do the research. They assassinated him, bro, because he was deviating away from the book of Islam, bro. They wanted to get rid of him because they saw what type of influence he was making in the world, and they didn't want him to deviate because they saw that as like a power play, like, oh yeah, like he's gonna leave us to fall. He's gonna leave us to go do what he's doing. And that's fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie with y'all, bro. Like I said, and Islam is a very special case. Like I said, they can't mess with us. They can't mess with the Christians. Even though they try to, they can't mess with the Christians. They can't even mess with us, bro. We are the whole reason why the moderate Muslims are able to do what they're able to do today. Because without the Christians, bro, I mean, fine, you would have had secular. But that shit would have been overran by the radical Muslims anyway. Because I told you before, all they have to do is instill fear in y'all niggas because y'all don't believe in nothing. So when you don't believe in anything, you're more susceptible to fall for bullshit and fake lies and alibis. That's why I believe it's called Babylon, bro. Because think about it. Why else would it be called? Why else would it be called Babylon? Why would America or any Western society be called Babylon? Like I said, I don't even think America is Babylon. I think Russia has a Babylon too. Every country and nation has a Babylon because it's all the information that mankind is divvying out is all fake, and it's and you know what I'm saying. And like I said, bro, there's only one truth out here, and mankind wants to keep running from it every single time. But like I said, at some point you can't. At some point, your running becomes futile, nigga. You can't keep running forever. Because then once them boys slide up on the scene and they tell y'all niggas, hey, you have to either get this Mark of the Beast, you have to get this Mark of the Beast contract, or we're going to beat you up, or we're going to kill you, we're going to hang you, all types of crazy shit. I told you about Sneeko, bro. I told you guys about Sneeko. Sneeko is a good example of look what happens if you don't pay attention to what you're doing and you just follow everybody else because everybody else is telling you everything. in the realness, bro, I would really be Sneako's friend, 100%, bro. Like, from I would really be Sneako's friend, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, it's people like me that they don't want, you know what I'm saying, to go out there and say this. And like I said, I don't, it's not my issue. Y'all, because the Muslims aren't educating people properly. They're not even educating y'all properly. When y'all go out here and y'all say, I'm a Muslim, they're not telling you everything, bro. They just telling you the half-ass sweet version. They're not telling y'all about the apostasy laws. They're not telling y'all about the Sharia. They're not telling y'all about the 1,000 lashes and slavery. They're not telling y'all that shit. They just telling y'all the little good parts that they want to tell y'all. That's it. I told you before, women in America, if y'all, because like I said, y'all talk about y'all got no freedom. I really beg y'all to go fact check yourself and really look at what you guys have, right? Now you might ask, well, how do we lose our rights because of the Muslims? Well, it's simple like this. The Muslims believe in one thing and one thing only. Now, obviously, all nations have their own laws and their own governance. But I told you before, what was America founded on? What was America built upon? Christian-like values. It was based on the values of the Bible, bro. Think about it. Why you think all this LGBT shit, these niggas is doing all this shit? Because niggas feel safe. They feel like, oh yeah, well, first off, we're on the other side of the map, so we're safe over here from all that radical crazy shit. That's one, right? That's literally the reason why. That's why I even believe even with the land of Israel, even today. Because look what's happening in Israel. You got gay people in Israel too, bro. Now, am I saying that, like I said, I don't have an issue with gay people, you feel me? But at the end of the day, don't be blasting that shit all up on the motherfucking news channels and TV screens. Nobody don't want to see that. Keep that to yourself. Keep that in your home. Keep that to you. You know what I'm saying? And don't go out here trying to tell everybody else what to do and you know what I'm saying, and their kids and stuff like that. That's not your responsibility. You teach your kids what you gonna teach them in your house. You don't go and teach somebody else's child that shit. That's disrespectful. Y'all want to talk about disrespect? Don't stop disrespecting everybody else's wishes. Now, like I said, what did I tell y'all before? If America wasn't a Christian country, it would have been something totally different. If America was, and this is why I said the very beginning, because in the very beginning, this is why I said the different types of thinking in the world, and this is why I said God already knew. He made this for a reason. He made this so that we could all see the different types of mentalities of man. And how, you know what I'm saying, how everybody, and how certain people think, how demographics think, and how, all this other shit. This is one of them. Islam has a belief that it should go to everybody's nations and take over their nation's capital, and make it a Muslim-dominated society. That is the main goal. That's their main agenda. I remember I told you about agendas. The Islamic Caliphate. All right. And like I said, this also plays into the Mahdi and all this other crazy shit. If you go to a place like Iran, that's a whole regime over there, nigga. If you ain't no gay shit over there, nigga, they even catch you with LGBT flag, nigga, you're dead. They gonna throw you off the top of a building, nigga. They don't do that shit over there. You know what I'm saying? Now, at the end of the day, am I saying that's right? Nah, hell no. But at the end of the day, like I said, that's how they do things over there. And then obviously they do worse, because it's not just the LGBT people they kill unbelievers, and they even kill their own people of faith. So I'm asking, what the fuck is going on with y'all? These niggas is giving out 1,000 lashes, 2,000 lashes, all because you said something wrong. See what I'm saying? Women, in Islam, you can't have your face exposed. You can't even go without your hijab on. This is why I said the moderate Muslims, it's their word against the radical Muslims' word. Because at the end of the day, I mean, who's gonna instill the most fear in who? The radical niggas, right? The niggas that interpret the Quran word by word, and they live by it word by word. They have a whole court system, just like how we have a court system here in America. It's just named differently. So, what do you guys think? And like I said, this is, cause look, bro, I see these videos of the United Kingdom. I see Europe. I see France. Bro, I'm telling y'all, Europe is gonna be the first couple of nations that's gonna get hit with the terrorist attack. I'm telling y'all right now, with all the radical Muslims and shit. And these are niggas that come from the Middle East, you know, where they go and blow shit up, RPGs, and they kill, and all this crazy shit. Y'all see what's happening in Syria, right? With the Christians and there's a other group that's getting killed by these niggas. All right, even the Muslims are leaving their own nation because of these radical niggas. They can't have peace with their own people. They're getting tired of their own people because they can't even live in peace. Every single day, there's a nigga outside blasting the AK-47 in the air. You know what I'm saying? So niggas can't get no peace. So I'm saying, bro, you feel me? How are people supposed to live a peaceful life in that type of shit? They could go inside your house. They could go anywhere inside your house for any reason. And there ain't no warrants, nigga. Ain't no warrants. They don't gotta get no warrant, nigga. They just call it divine order or some shit. If they even have a suspicion, nigga, they just go inside your crib. Now here in America, right, you gotta have a warrant signed by a court system, the court, a judge. That's how we do things here. You know, well, a man could say yes, God did, you know, whatever. But God said we have a system to follow. You know what I'm saying? This is how mankind does things over here. This is how we do things over here. And we have laws. I told you guys before, the law of the nations, the law of the land. All people must respect the laws of the land. If I go to Saudi Arabia, I have to respect Saudi Arabia's laws by default because I'm in their territory. I'm in their land. All right. I can't bring everything here to America and go over there to Saudi Arabia and do that shit over there. That's disrespectful to them. So what makes you think that a Muslim that wants to try to change the governing system thinks that he's going to come over here and try to change the way we live? That's disrespectful, and that's an act of war on the behalf of all American people that first of all believe in freedom. Because when I say freedom, that by itself is already a broad algorithm. That's millions of billions of people out there that believe that one word, freedom. Freedom is a spirit. Oh yeah, did you think that World War II and World War I was a joke? That shit was fought with a belief system that my children, my family, my daughters, my sons, they're gonna have a better future. That's what they did, and they went out there and they fought so that we could be in a not tyrannical system, so that we don't have to be under a regime, some type of religious regime, like how it is in Iran or Iraq or Syria or whatever, or whatever Middle Eastern country that's out here. And like I said, the Muslims that come from those countries, the ex-Muslims, they are the first-hand experience. They know this firsthand. So y'all can't discredit that.